Hi, welcome. My name is Dale McCluskey, and on this video I'm going to be taking you step by step through the relational approach to dog training. On this video I'm going to be providing many useful tips and hints and kind of like a behind the scenes, so to speak, as to how this relational system works to create meaningful change for dogs and owners. Now, in saying that, on the trainer side of things, I would encourage anyone who's interested in looking at this system of training, being able to take it to the next level. I encourage you to check out my website. I offer trainers courses, and these courses are 2 weeks in duration. They're a dog trainer certification course, so those who are interested, you're able to actually take this system as a trainer and apply it into a real world setting. And although these videos are extremely helpful, I'm going to give you lots of great information. As a trainer, again, on the trainer side of things, it's really critical that people are able to attend so I can get them on the right path. So again, I encourage you to check out my website for the trainers courses that I offer. Now here on this video, again, I'm going to be going into many of the different dynamics. You see I don't have a dog here with me, so I can just really go step by step through the various to the methodology, the various little dynamics going on. So people who are looking for a little better idea and insight into how the system comes together right from the very beginning, it's going to be extremely helpful. So I'll do probably a multi-series on this. So this will be part one of gaining insight into this relational system. Now, on some prior videos, you'll see me using the leash. I offer some of the leash technique. You can go watch those videos for a little better insight into the leash method. But basically, for when I'm helping dog owners, there's a couple ways they do that. They either come here for help. I go into their home environment, which is extremely helpful. But right away, I'm setting up. I'm advocating getting the dog into the relational script. Okay, I call it a script. But what the script represents are all the methods, how they come together to speak the language of change. Okay, so it's all how the methods blend together to speak that language. So the integrity of that script has to hold together. Okay, in order to change how people think, changes how the dog thinks. It's kind of like almost like an echo. Okay, it speaks certain language. But right away when I'm walking into into someone's home, I am the system. Okay, this is where developmentally, okay, as you begin to really practice the various skill sets, you become the system. I mean, it's relational. So dogs really key up on the personality type of the person. That's key. So when you look at personality types of people, you start to see certain patterns with ways of thinking. Okay, as to connecting that to people's struggles with their behavior issues. So when I'm walking into, again, a situation, really what I'm looking at is how the dog's playing off my personality. Okay, beyond just the method itself, dogs key up on, how you think. It's mind and body, it's how you think. So when I'm going into a home environment, right away to get a kind of a baseline as to, just how much control the dog is holding, right away I'll get the dog owner to bring the dog under a script, under a little bit of a method, so I can see the level of challenge. I can see how much the dog is either accepting or challenging, okay, what's reasonable. Okay, we'll get into this whole thing about the issue about what's reasonable by way of the type of influence, okay, because that's important, because that will really help people reconcile, how the dog is reacting, okay. So it's really important to understand that right away you want to get a baseline, okay. So therefore, that allows me to know whether or not I can take the dog during the process, during the session, or whether I really need to coach the person first for a period of time, and then that sets up the type of change where then I can take the dog. Because again, it's very helpful for people. Of course, they want to see me handle their dog, which I understand that. It's extremely helpful when I'm doing it because they can see it, and oftentimes I can create really good change really fast, and that gives them kind of some confidence in seeing that. So generally, I can handle roughly about 70% of the dogs I encounter. okay? There's about 30% that I don't want to handle, okay, because the level of challenge will be too high based on my personality type, based on how I think. I'm the system, just remember that. So, so therefore the reaction levels, the challenge will, even though what I'm doing is reasonable, the level of challenge will be so high, it's not going to be helpful, okay? It's going to really unsteady the dog owner. It's going to make them feel like maybe, things are a lot worse than they think. And oftentimes it's an issue of control. So by coaching them, the dog is going to be more accepting based on the fact the dog knows that they have a level of control through that person. So it basically diminishes the level of challenge. So we use that, manipulating that basically, so that everything can move along the way it needs to. Because there's no need, if I take a dog, a lot of people want to, if I take a dog and do that, it serves no purpose, okay? It's going to just create worse, a lot of drama. And I know it's all often hope for people and their dogs, so you want to always, it's always about doing it smart, okay? And that's why I said before, when you go into a situation, just understand a dog can be holding an incredible amount of power, even though it hasn't been on display the way that perhaps the owner thinks it needs to be for them to get certain information. The dog is holding a lot of control issues. They have a lot of control. It's not going to be on display that way because they're in an environment where they find comfort in that, in power, okay, in the issue about the issue of control. So the issue of control is a big deal to help to need to understand. I mean, that's the thing as a trainer, you really need to understand these issues of control and how these dynamics play out, because that's very helpful. If you don't understand these control issues and how they manifest and how those dynamics, how they play off each other, it can be very deceiving because what you see isn't always what it is. So you have to be able to look or filter everything through the relational lens. Just understand it. There's a filtering process. So, but that again, encourage you, that really requires investing fully in the system. Okay, you have to really embrace the system, and then you'll start to see things in the right context. Okay, so again, when I'm helping people, so right away what I'm doing is, okay, I'm getting them to number one, understand what's happening. So I'll sit down with people for a few minutes and explain it out, get them on the right, way of thinking, right page, and then I'll immediately begin to bring the method online. Okay, I'll begin to work the method, to speak the language of change, so they can start to see, change happening right before their eyes. They'll see how this plays out. We're going to get into that here now. So basically, there's both the on-leash method, part of the system, okay, where you're working a lot of leash. There's a lot of, communication happening through the leash. Because really the leash is, it's part of how you think. You can just kind of process it by looking at it from my mind, right to the dog. Okay, this is a tool, which helps to change how people think. Okay, but it controls, so it brings the dog under a level of control, and it speaks language through the tool as well. Okay, speaks language. So I'm getting this thing about verbal language. I don't use commands or try to work off verbalizing things. Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit. That can be very challenging for people. Okay, because we want to talk, we want to speak, we want to say certain things. But if you really think about the issue about perceptions of the dog, once they peg the person, the human, as weak, you're in a very weak position relationally, then ask yourself the question, how does speaking language create change? Okay, that's something that I really challenge people to think about. That's what makes the system really special. How does, speaking language, and we get this thing about, dogs learning, this whole issue about, what is training? Is training a learning-based exercise where you speak language and you use treats and you reward the dog for certain positions? Or is something else happening beyond that? And what I would suggest is, I show something else is happening beyond that. That's the relational part of this that is really important for people to get, So it's about moving beyond the appearance of things and getting some depth so that you can really understand the mind of the dog. So therefore, understanding what the training process is, it's a relational changing process. That's what's really happening, beyond just the appearance of things. Everything filters through that way. So this system is about making sure change happens. Meaningful change happens beyond just the positions. Again, you can have really pretty positions, things can look, this happens a lot, things can look a certain way, and no change is actually happening, okay? That's the thing about the motives, understanding the motives that underpin response. You have to go deeper than just the positions, okay? You have to be able to look at the positions and say, okay, does that represent that the dog's actually coming into right relationship, meaningful influence is taking hold, or does the dog continue to hold on to control even though the dog's moving through those positions? So that's why getting this issue about incentivizing the dog, we want to stay away from incentivizing the dog, rewarding the dog, okay? Because how that frames up with how people think, just understand, if my thinking is very emotional, my thinking processes are that way, then that's not helpful, because that type of incentivizing is like emotional. It's like emotion, okay? It's a you know, and you're not advocating, you're not getting the person's thinking to switch into a leadership mode, okay? And so the dog is continuing to feel that that person isn't changing, okay? Then that's where it's just you get these positions and nothing's changed. The dog's just saying, okay, I'll do all this, but I'm in control, okay? Because that person is not coming to the right relationship. That's something to really key up on. So you can frame it up when you see certain personality types of people, and begin to understand why it is that, you know, it could go well for one person in a certain approach and not well for somebody else, because it is all about people. It's relational, okay? So this method, what it does, okay, right out of the starting gate, I'll explain this, everything that needs to happen, this method takes care of it. So if people need to change how they think, it does that. If people are already thinking properly, the methodology lines it up, okay? The specifics of it aligns it. So it does everything. Like all the wheels are turning. It does everything that needs to happen. So therefore, you don't have to worry about those things. That's why it's really important from the beginning is to really invest in the method, and it's going to clean it all up, okay? But as a trainer, it takes a lot of experience to get to a point where you can understand those things. Just understand, it takes some experience. But as a dog owner, I tell people just trust what I'm saying. You know, really think about, and I'll compare these things in the human terms to, say, with parenting and certain things that go on with dynamics. And it'll make sense to people as they begin to really think about it. So anyway, getting back to the method, again, when I'm doing this, the on-leash part of it, okay, is part of, you know, the process. So, you know, when you see me working a dog, you'll see me using a lot of leash work. You know, I'm holding the dog into that script, okay? The integrity of it is holding together. It needs to hold together for a period of time, okay? So I'm not releasing the dog, I'm not working off the positions, okay, like typical dog training where you see, you know, moving away from the dog, and then the dog is out here, and that can look great. But then again, you have a problem if you release the dog out of the method and begin working off that position-based type of training, defining that as meaningful, then again, you can have control issues, okay? This is why, if you pay attention, there's a lot of really interesting things. If you watch how dogs react, if the dog's holding on power, and you let them off the script, okay, suddenly, and they're out here moving around, they'll go into a high challenge. Because they're like, it's contrasting, saying, wow, I know what Dale's doing, and now he's letting me out here, and they're going to really challenge that because they're like, they see that as, you know, they get a little desperate, okay? That's why it's important. You have to hold the dog into the script, into the method. It has to take hold. It's going to stay true to what it is for a determined period of time. That could be, you know, that could be 3 weeks. That could be 3 months. You know, it just depends on where the person and dog are at relationally, okay, as you move along. But there's benchmarks. So you'll know, okay, when you can start to kind of temper back the method a little bit as you pay attention to unwanted behavior issues going back. You see certain things that will give you the information you need in order to start to temper back the method, okay? So just keep that in mind also. So again, getting back to the method, again, it's on leash part, which I'm going to explain here now. But basically, the leash itself, see, it's fairly thin, okay? You want to get good with the leash technique, the skill of it. But when you're using a leash, a standard leash, this one's a little bit longer than your typical standard leash. But you don't want, sometimes people think that they need a short leash, but you want to have some extra, you know, leash length with a standard leash. I'm talking about the 5 foot, 4 or 5 foot leash. Because if I'm dealing with a dog that's really challenging, and you'll see this in this video, sometimes you need a little bit extra leash length to keep that dog away from me so he doesn't come on to me, okay? He doesn't able to grab a hold of me. If the dog's going in a high challenge state, there's times I need that leash to go out a little bit more, so kinetically, I can keep the dog in my staging area, but under control. But if it's too short, right, then the dog goes into a challenge and they can get on me, and I have a lot less room to kind of move that dog away just enough to help so it's not going to come on to me, okay, get on me, okay? So, but saying that, that's where you have to manipulate the leash. You have to get kind of good at, knowing when to kind of release a little bit more length or keep it a little shorter at times, and we'll talk about that as we go through it. Now, here for the method itself, understand it's helpful because here I have no dog with me, okay, because I am the system, all right? So the first goal when doing this method is for the person to get centered. You need to get balanced. You need to become like the pillar, okay? You need to get really solid in your confidence to make sure it frames up properly. Because when a dog enters the picture, okay, I need to make sure that the dog is moving with me, that I'm bringing the dog into me. The dog isn't moving me around, okay? Just really understand, it's really important. When you're doing this, this isn't about moving and then making the picture look pretty. So, for example, a dog that can be challenging the method a little bit is going to try to stay outside my staging area and try to come up front and do certain things to keep position. And it's very common, if you start moving for that dog, you're giving position away, not just physical position, but relational position, okay, control. And then it's not going to end well anyway, because the more you shuffle around, it'll start to all unravel. Okay, so really important when you do this method is when you start and you bring the dog in, you control, you move, you determine what's going to happen, and the dog has to follow your lead. Okay, you have to really, that's a really important point. Okay, so you have to be really confident. You have to get your thinking really cleared up, and just focus on what you're doing, not on what the dog is doing. The dog is going to react. Okay, certain ways. It's going to go into levels of challenge, perhaps. Now, when you do this, you have to